crop that was most directly in the path of Hurricane Isaac as it made landfall August 28th was Louisiana's cumulative $2 billion sugarcane crop. The crop, just 3 weeks from harvest, was all but flattened in some growing areas by Isaac's 100+ mile-an-hour winds. But for one sugar grower in St. James, the crop damage, he says, probably looks worse than it actually is.
As Vacherie sugarcane grower Greg Gravois surveys his cane just 2 days after Hurricane Isaac passed over his farm, his trained eye sees something many would never notice. His cane is down, certainly, but there are signs in these twisted stalks that tell a different story.
Leaves still intact, looking at the root box, still in the ground.
Like much of the sugarcane across Louisiana this year, his crop was excellent. Some are even calling it the best sugarcane crop ever. Ironically, Gravois says that's the reason his crop is on the ground.
It's not a good feeling, Mike, but it's something we get kind of used to down here in South Louisiana. We kind of feel that if you don't have a good crop, it'll stay standing. So that's kind of a barometer. It's kind of twisted to think that way, but a good crop falls down.
Greg Gravois says this cane is not as bad as it looks. Of course, it is laid down, but that's not a telltale sign of damage. What is this cane top. Gravois says as long as the cane is not broken here, it's still harvestable, because a cane with a broken piece of top is a piece of dead cane.
The lack of broken tops and the cane's root system still intact means that with a few days of sunshine, this cane will begin to stand itself back up. Good drainage is another thing that will help get the water off his fields, and while all of this might make for a bit slower harvest, Gravois says these soybeans he planted, well, those are another story.
We took a shot, put some beans in it, 11 inches of rain later. Look like these beans are unharvestable. Unlike the cane, the beans are born looking for a place to die. It doesn't take much to boot them out.
As the sign in his front yard attests, the Gravois family is a sugarcane family and has seen a lot of good and bad years. Greg Gravois knows sugarcane harvest and hurricane season go hand in hand here in South Louisiana and have since sugarcane was first grown in our state more than 250 years ago. He said his biggest disappointment isn't the down cane or the lost soybeans. It's the toll Hurricane Isaac took on this 280-year-old live oak that's been in his front yard since the day he moved in 30 years ago.
This hurts me the most out of all the storm damage we have. I mean, this is irreplaceable. I've put in a few phone calls to some tree specialists. Haven't had anyone to get out here yet, but I'm hoping to see what I can salvage out of this tree.
Now, for many Louisiana sugarcane growers, the real concern right now, they say, is the lack of a comprehensive farm bill. Gravois said maintaining the no net cost sugar program would help, quote, many sugarcane producers sleep better at night. Greg Gravois has about 2,600 acres in production this year. He plans to take about 2,100 acres of sugarcane to the mill this year. He brings his cane to the Lula-Westfield mill in Panckertville, Louisiana, and to Lafousse Sugars in Thibodaux. Gravois said Lula-Westfield is expected to start grinding cane September 25th. Lafousse Sugars is expected to fire up its operations October the 2nd.